Welcome back to BlizzCon 2011. We're going to get started with our next match in just a couple of seconds. But first, I just want to talk a little bit about how crazy StarCraft 2 is getting. Right now, we have a Chinese player going up against an Australian player, which really speaks to how global this game has actually been. Let's actually cut to a quick video and learn a little bit more about that.
Hello， 大家好，我是来自牛 TV 的经济争霸2解说小色，我的中文名字叫黄旭东。
Hello， 我是 MS Joy， 我是来自于牛 TV 的 GSL 的解说，我的中文名字叫做周毅。
在中国这个电子竞技的粉丝是增长的非常的快，也是这2年我也是看到了非常多的这个观众的增加。其实在中国电子竞技的话，前景是非常的不错的。
电子竞技在中国最近发展的比较迅速，也有越来越多的投资方加入到我们的电子竞技行业内。总体来讲，电子竞技在中国是在走向一个健康的路程。
大家好，我叫刘青，我是来自 PL 游戏的传媒的主持人和节目制作人。这次到 SITV 来也是和 SITV 一起来制作一些星际争霸2的，包括暴雪的一些游戏的一些节目。毫无疑问，我觉得在中国电子竞技的人口非常的多，但是比较可惜的是，它现在还缺乏一个成长的一段时间。我希望，我也觉得在未来的几年之后，中国的电子竞技一定会达到一定相当高的一个高度。
I started playing with StarCraft 1, but really bad, and then I changed to the Warcraft 3. I played Warcraft 3 for 5 years and used my race undead. I think I can play a big StarCraft 2 now, but I use Zerg now.
前2天我不是在打星际2，然后我不是偶尔用了把虫族嘛，然后这个别人在我后面就看了一下，然后他就跟我来一句：“小美眉，虫族不适合你。”我说为什么？他说你手速那么慢，为什么还要用虫族？他去倒水嘛，然后过来一看，我这边500块钱，然后过了10分钟过来一看，我2000块钱。他说你手速太慢了，你还是转族吧。这句话真的把我说的心拔凉拔凉的。
OK， 那么在中国很多事情的成长都取决于政府的支持。那现在中国的政府名义上还是比较支持电子竞技的。那在传统的这个家长的观念当中，电子竞技，对一些年纪比较大的一些家长来说，可能还并不是能够完全的接受。但是随着我们这些新的一代年轻人成长，包括对于各种游戏文化的那个接受程度来说，以后应该会越来越被这个大众所接受。那现在在中国的话，
我希望能够有一天能够在一个万人体育馆里面为大家奉上最精彩的暴雪游戏的解说。
Alright, the esports industry in China, obviously it's a new industry and it's growing up very quickly. So you can see we have a huge fans and players, they're proud of the pro players in China, and they love the BlizzCon and they love the Blizzard, the gaming itself with Warcraft 3 and StarCraft 2. So I believe esports industry will be the very top industry in China.
All right, guys, welcome back. It's time to get into our next match, but before I talk a little bit about that, I want to introduce 2 of my friends here who will be casting for you guys. It's going to be Nick and Dan, also known as Tastos. These guys, make a huge round of applause. Good luck, and we'll see you guys in game. All right, Nick and Dan, take it away.
Welcome, guys, to BlizzCon 2011. I'm Tasteless. With me is Artosis. How are you doing, brother?
I'm finally on the main stage of BlizzCon. You guys having fun?
Yeah, I know we haven't been out in the audience very much yet, but those of you that we've gotten to meet, it's been a real treat. You guys are so sweet and so kind. We love BlizzCon. We love coming down here and doing this stuff for you guys. Now let's go on to our game here. These 2 players, Artosis, tell us a little bit about them.
Well, they aren't really that well known. We have King JazBas. He's an Australian player against ToodMing, the Chinese player. ToodMing was actually a very high-level StarCraft 1 Chinese pro gamer, a very aggressive Zerg. And I think we're probably going to see that out of him here again. He's actually already knocked Rhett down to the loser bracket from the winner bracket. And that means he has to be insanely good.
You know, it's really interesting. That video we were seeing, it's absolutely true. The Chinese esports scene is growing like crazy. We've both been to China. We've been there twice now. And I got to say, it's going to be out of control. They're definitely going to be real leaders in esports coming up here. Artosis, you know, basically, I'm ready to start this game. I'm really excited. Are you guys ready? Actually, you guys can do better than that. Can you guys really make some noise? All right, that's what I like it.
Well, we are starting it up. I cannot wait to see how good JazBas is. He actually knocked out my little nerd, 6x Terran.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. He must be really good, man. So
yeah.
Could be a very nice match coming up.
All right, guys, and I will be doing the observing for this game, so hopefully we can do a good job with that.
You're the best, Tasteless. Don't worry about it.
Oh, you flatter me. All right, over here in the center left starting location, we have our Zerg player. Make some noise for King JazBas. Meanwhile, on the opposite side of the map, in the red, another Zerg from China. Make it up for Panda Team.
Of course, that
also
is
known as
his team.
ToodMing. He's using the ID Panda Team.
That is his team from China. You know, this is a real underdogs match. No one really looked at the bracket and said, oh, these guys, these are the guys. But they are kicking ass. I mean, so far between them, they've almost beaten MVP. That was ToodMing. Only went down 1-2 against him. No one expected MVP to lose a game to anyone aside from maybe Nestea. So that is huge. Knocked out Rhett, as well as JazBas. You know, he took a game off Sen, if I recall correctly, and also knocked out Terran. So these are two very legitimate players, and one of them is going to get pretty deep.
And, you know, the truth of the matter is established as some of the players we have down here, for instance, Nestea or MVP, there is always going to be that dark horse player in a tournament who's going to start rising up, and people are saying, wait, who is this guy? Is he just that good? And, you know, one of these two players might be the next StarCraft 2 superstar.
Well, we will see. We see it is ZVZ cross positions on Shattered Temple. So, you know, ZVZ, we all know all about this matchup already. It can be a lot of Lings and Banelings. It can go into a lot of Roaches. And if you're Nestea, you might go ahead and make some Mutas.
Yeah, it's if they do go Zerglings and Banelings, the matchup can become pretty volatile with a very unforgiving situation where one Baneling can ultimately decide the winner of the game. The Roach approach, if you do get to that point in the mid-game, is a little bit, I wouldn't say, it's a little bit safer. It's a little bit more stable. But we'll have to see. A lot of it will just depend on how they opt to open up in this game.
Yeah, well, we already see ToodMing taking a very aggressive stance, making a lot of Zerglings with no gas. What he's trying to do here is catch a hatchery first build. If he catches that, he can really punish his opponent, and of course will start droning behind the Zergling attack.
The spawning pool is finished, but there are Chinese Zerglings headed this way right now, going towards King JazBas' base. He's going to have to get that queen out as soon as humanly possible. The Lings now coming in, getting close. The drones, essentially nothing there to protect them. And it looks like one drone will not go down.
Oh, nice save right there. Zerglings running back, getting a drone. They do take a lot of damage, though, and a couple Lings are popping out. JazBas making 4 more, but there's 8 Lings out for his opponent, and he's going to want to stall till the queen is out to help.
All right, the Zerglings coming in and out of here. So far, really nice control from King JazBas. I think he may have overextended there with those drones. Remember, guys, even if he's not losing drones, those drones aren't mining when they're being forced to attack. And although that's only a few seconds, StarCraft 2 is a game like that. It's a game where you get a few seconds behind, and that can turn into, you know, a few minutes.
Well, I am liking the way JazBas is playing right now. He's making a few more Zerglings to make sure he has the lead on those. Also getting speed, and as speed finishes with a higher amount of Zerglings, he's going to be able to control the entire map.
Okay, the Zerglings now retreating. They're going to go up the ramp. The Queen now coming down here to try to help defend. The Queen is a little bit more bulky, so it's useful to try to block the ramp with the Queen. And it looks like King JazBas now going to have to turn around, although he does have map control.
Well, JazBas making a lot more Lings and a Baneling nest, starting to pick and prod at this ramp, see if he can kill off some Zerglings, but probably better as he sees to hold off and wait for that Baneling nest to finish up.
All right, the Zerglings over here with the Queen continuing to defend. And, of course, I believe, yes, there is a second Queen over here inside the main. So he is not missing out on Larva and Jex. This is not destroying his economy as much as you would think it is.
And I got to say, I like how ToodMing's playing there, but look at this JazBas running by, getting great surface area right now. And, oh, my God, JazBas going to easily take out one Queen. It looks like the other as well.
And the Queen goes down. The tables have turned now. And he has options. He can either keep being aggressive or he can even back up. A lot less Larva checks coming out here now. King JazBas doing so much damage. The Spinecrawler completes. But is the Spinecrawler really in the best position? I don't think so. Baneling on the way, and it's going to finish.
You don't want to just suicide that onto 2 Zerglings. You want to hit as many as is possible.
And he's not stopping, by the way, guys. I think this game might end pretty quickly here.
Yeah, he's deciding that they are going to figure out who's going to win this game. ASAP, that Baneling's still not going off. Great control by JazBas.
Nice denial of one Baneling there. But again, there's just more presence of Zerglings over here. He is committed. And remember, the Spinecrawler not exactly in a position to defend the drones. The Baneling's now maneuvering around.
Oh, nice micro right there by our Chinese player.
The Queen can block. The Queen can block here.
Beautiful placement of that Queen. The 2 Banelings still doing nothing. And now he's going to target it down. Well,
that must have been a miscontrol there, actually. The Baneling turned around. That was a little strange.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. And JazBas does get defended. It looks like he is not going to end up doing as much damage as he had hoped. Both players sitting right around 16 drones, and the game is pretty even, but I like ToodMing's stance. You know, he's going to have that Roach Warren up pretty quickly, and then Banelings are going to be almost useless.
We have more Banelings morphing here. He's got to be careful. If he hops up that ramp and loses those Zerglings, it's going to be bad news. Now, here's a little technique for those of you who aren't really familiar with StarCraft 2. It's very common to send 1 or 2 Zerglings in here to try to kill the Baneling because the Baneling isn't cost effective. The Baneling wants to kill like a dozen Zerglings or something like that, and that's how you get a lead. So it's a lot about just trying to protect the Banelings, trying to escort them across the map so they can do the damage they need to do.
It is a deadly dance, Tasteless. And right now, ToodMing looks like he wants to perhaps go down and expand, moving that Spinecrawler down, bringing a drone as well. He's already pushed out his creep. And the Roach Warren is going up for JazBas, who is continuing to make more Zerglings. So I think JazBas may decide that he still wants to end this game early.
Yeah, he looks like he's committed here. There's no expansion hatchery, as you said. Now look at this. He's hiding Zerglings over here to counterattack the main, potentially. So he sees these Zerglings now. And yeah, that has triggered these Zerglings to come in here. So King JazBas is in for a surprise. Let's see if he can defend.
Uh-oh, he is in a lot of trouble. Has 3 roaches making, but nothing else but a Queen and drones to defend. Beautiful placement on that Queen. The drones doing a great job stalling out these lings until his own lings get back. And JazBas is just looking so smart here today, Tasteless.
Yeah, he's looking solid right now. Really able to deflect whatever ToodMing is throwing at him. The hatchery is almost complete, I have to say. Our Chinese player, ToodMing, he's in a pretty damn good position. I mean, he's heading supply. His economy is about to get really good. And King JazBas, his answer to that is to just try to play catch-up. He will be playing from behind. He will have to really outmaneuver his opponent, outthink his opponent to get back into a lead in this game.
Yeah, starting your expansion as your opponent's expansion is finishing is never a good thing, especially in a mirror matchup. His opponent's going to get way ahead on those larvae. In fact, already 2 drones up, and that's just a huge difference. If you have just a few more drones, you'll be mining much more. He has the extra hatchery. He'll have more larvae. He can just get an overwhelming advantage if he plays this just right.
Here come the lings now, the roaches. There to deny. That was actually much more of a peek, if anything. The lings kind of coming in there, seeing how many roaches are actually there. It is not uncommon to put just a few up in the front and then hide the rest back in a location like this. Meanwhile, we have that was a scouting overlord.
Ooh, and he canceled the lair. So what this means is we are going to see a timing attack here out of our Chinese player ToodMing. He let the overlord come in, see that he was teching up. Whenever you're teching up, it's going to cost you a lot of resources, so you're not going to attack anytime soon. If you cancel that, that means that you're going to use all those resources into something else while they have the wrong information.
You better block the ramp here. All right, the Zerglings are not going to get any information. Getting a drone is nice. Oh, my God, he's going to see. He's going to see. He's going to see. He knows. And that sucks for ToodMing.
Well said, Tasteless.
Yes.
That definitely does indeed. Right now we're going to have to see JazBas actually go into defense mode. We do have a ton of Zerglings on the way for ToodMing. Looks like he's decided he has enough drones. They're both at 28, so it's going to be very, very close. They have very similar economies, but ToodMing's supply is way up there, 75 against 53.
He's moving in here. There are Banelings, but again, Banelings not exactly that great against roaches. He's going to have to get back here. He has a few more roaches on the way here, about 4 of them. He's moving forward. The Banelings, how much damage will they deal? Oh, he's actually sniping some of them down. Uh-oh.
Oh, man, JazBas just does not have enough units. He has 5 more roaches about to pop out, but that won't be enough. And GG. Wow.
Damn.
I have to say, Tasteless, I was actually really impressed with both players there. They both played a beautiful game. But at the end of the day, ToodMing's longer amount of experience, you know, he's been playing since StarCraft 1 at a high level. It paid off.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting to see how flexible he was in that game. He's put in one situation, you know, the scouting overlord gets in there, and basically his plans are given away. And then from there, he immediately cancels a layer, and you know he shifts gears into a totally different strategy. And then that gets spotted by Zerglings, and he shifts into you know, yet another situation. So it was a really impressive sight to see. We're going to get this game up and running as soon as humanly possible. So, guys, have any of you been able to manage to see the GSL at GoHum TV? I like said that. Some of the people in the audience like look at me and nod. I'm like, no, you're supposed to make noise like when I do that.
You just nod back to them.
I looked at somebody over there. He's like, yeah, I do. Okay, so we're gonna get these guys in the game, and it should be pretty exciting. Are we having fun, everybody?
They better be tasteless.
They better be.
It's BlizzCon. If you don't have fun at BlizzCon, then that is, how do you ever have fun?
I don't know, man. You're messing up. All right, we just need to get confirmation from our players that we're going to get this started, and soon. All right, we do have confirmation. So, Artosis, you can go ahead and start the game.
All right,
here.
man, let's go.
And we're going to be going on into game number 2 between ToodMing and King JazBas. That's like a hard idea for me to remember.
It's not just King JazBas. It's XG,
It's XG
King JazBas.
King JazBas. That is actually one of the only IDs I've seen that's a word salad since Hope Torture. So, looks like the game is ready, and we're going to get this underway. Over here in the upper left starting location, a player from a growing esport nation, China. Make some noise for ToodMing. I love the way our audience is cheering today. They sound like owls. Like, woo. Meanwhile, down here in the bottom right, our player from Australia. Show him some support. Make some noise for XG King JazBas.
Well, it is Shakura's Plateau, a pretty big 4-player map. Of course, you never start in those close positions.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting for us to actually see much quicker expansions this game. It's quite easy to defend them. I would not even be surprised to see a hatchery first build, especially out of ToodMing.
Yeah, ToodMing, you know, he just, looking from the 2-play styles we saw in that game, ToodMing seems to be somebody who wants to invest in surviving in the early game and winning in the mid game. Or the late game. King JazBas just strikes me as a player who wants to be aggressive early. If he doesn't beat you, he wants to cripple you. Oh, and looky here.
It is a 10 pool by King JazBas, and that means that he is looking to catch his opponent off guard if he's going to go for hatchery first, which looks like he may, in fact, be doing. There's 15 drones out already, and uh-oh, Tasteless. I think ToodMing is going to be in a lot of trouble here.
Oh, no. He's going for hatchery first. Hatchery first means the spawning pool will be so late. And, of course, without the spawning pool, you cannot make those early attacking units. So here we have one guy with a finished spawning pool, one guy with a starting hatchery, 6 Zerglings on the way. I don't know if MacGyver could get out of this situation. This is going to be very, very difficult here for ToodMing to recover from.
Well, if he does get out of it, he will be MacGyver because all he has is drones and overlords, and those aren't very good against Zerglings. So we will see a lot of Zerglings going to be on the way just now starting that spawning pool. In fact, it looks like he went 2 drones and then spawning pool after the hatchery.
Yeah.
And that is like, he is just strongly
sick.
countered.
He's setting everything.
Oh,
There's
my.
one drone. This was the coward drone. He's going to stay back here in mine. But actually, he's just going to get a few more minerals to try to make some more Zerglings here. This is an all-in. This is not something you recover from and play a normal game. The hatchery canceled. He hovers back over here. It's all going to come down to control. That's what King JazBas is saying. He's saying, I'm better at controlling my army than you, and that's how I'm going to win this. Note the angle. The spawning pool pretty good here. Makes for a little gate that's harder to maneuver through. There's a lot of micro going on here. Drones and Zerglings attacking in. Let me actually put the unit count up for you guys. So it's 17 drones for our blue Zerg, 8 for now 7 here. Now 6, excuse me, for King JazBas.
That's right, we have Zerglings making on the way. A lot of Zerglings are out, though. And, I don't know. It looks like ToodMing, just not many drones left over here. Only a few drones.
Okay,
the Zerglings are popping out, though.
All right, so it's 2 drones against 3 drones. These guys have been knocked back into the Stone Age as far as how developed this game is going. All right, now they're going to have to control these Zerglings perfectly. A few more Zerglings are on the way, coming in here from behind.
Oh, so close right now. Again, 1 drone against 2 drones. JazBas with just 1. 6 Zerglings against 6 Zerglings. It is just so close right now, Tasteless.
All right, he needs to at least get rid of one of these drones and even it out right now. He is chasing him out, and dare I say, it looks like ToodMing has managed to hold this rush.
Oh my God, and GG. Wow.
Damn.
ToodMing with some amazing micro there. His building placement, the spawning pool is so close to the hatchery, really made a small funneling choke point, and JazBas just didn't know what to do. He tried to go in there. It didn't matter, man. ToodMing with 2 drones left, 2-0's his opponent.
It was like those drones have been working out or something. They did a lot better than I expected them to do in that game. So we have a winner here in this game. Guys, make some noise for the winner of this game, ToodMing from China. Well.
JazBas, he had a good tournament. He got a win. He got a couple losses. Really made some nice upsets as well. So, guys, give it up for JazBas. Traveled all the way here from Australia.
Yeah. He had a good showing. I love that strategy. I think some of that just came down to the building placement of that spawning pool. It was just tough to get in there and get the surround. I don't know, his drones won that fight. They were like the Spartans from 300. They actually managed to hold off something that I don't